I consider myself a nature person. I love nature, but lately, me and nature have had a bit of a misunderstanding. Well, hello there, old Man Kelley here. You know, I've never been allergic to anything in my life, never had an allergy. In fact, I've had very few medical problems in my entire life. I've been really lucky that way. Until this morning. This video is going to be done in two parts. I recorded a vlog this morning and I decided I didn't like it, but I like parts of it. So now it's 4:30 in the afternoon after I've cleared up a bit, and I thought I'd record some more now. But I'm going to let Jeff from 10 o'clock this morning tell you what happened today. So it hasn't been a very good morning for me this morning, and well, many of you might have remember me saying a few weeks ago that I was stung on the bottom of my foot by a hornet, and it wasn't a big deal. Did I say that was 2 weeks ago? Yeah, about 2 weeks ago. It wasn't a big deal. I mean, it hurt, but it went away and didn't affect me at all. Well, this morning I get up probably about 4:30. It was still dark outside, 4:30, 4:45. And the first thing I do every morning, I start getting my coffee ready and I let the dog out. One of our dogs always wants to go out as soon as I wake up. So I turned on the porch light, the back light, and opened the door to let the dog out. And about 10 hornets, I thought they were wasps, my wife says they're hornets. 10 hornets flew into the kitchen. Now, the way I understood hornets is they go dormant during when it's not light out. So I've never seen a hornet around when it's not daylight. And to backtrack a little, some people might know I've been trying to get rid of a hornet's nest that built it in sort of in our house where I can't get to it. So anyway, so there's a hornet's nest that I've been battling that's right next to the door. Long story. So about 10 wasps or hornets flew in. So I think originally I saw 4 or 5. So I grabbed some killer, some Raid or something, and I sprayed them, and they would fall and they'd be flopping around. I would just scoop them up with a dustpan and throwing them out the back door so I don't step on them again. And thought I got rid of all of them, and then there were 3 more. And I got rid of those, and I also sprayed outside by the light because it was like almost like a cloud of hornets. Really weird. I sprayed that, and they all dropped dead. And I finally thought everything was good. It's like not a good way to start the morning. And I went into my computer with my cup of coffee, and I realized I didn't put any sugar in my coffee. Now I can drink my coffee either way. I don't need sugar, but I like it. And I sat there for a minute, and I thought, well, I'm going to go put some sugar in my coffee. So I walked back into the kitchen. I opened the cabinet where we keep the little sugar container, reached in and grabbed it, and right here on my thumb got stung. There was one on the container. And again, I held it for a minute. Then I scooped the wasps because he had fallen down on the ground and was acting like an idiot. I threw him out the back door. I'm holding it. I went back to the computer and I was like waiting for the pain to subside. And it started, ached a little, but it swelled up, but it felt okay. Started working on the computer, and suddenly I started scratching. First, I didn't realize it, and I felt a little warm too. And I just kept scratching all over my head. It was itched, and finally I thought, what's going on here? So I go into the bathroom and I take off my shirt, and I'm just covered. It's a bright red and like patches, and it's just these welts, these little bumps, these disgusting little, I don't know what you call them, were covering my chest and my legs and my rear end and my feet. I still got spots all over my arms. See those? Luckily, nothing happened on my face. So nothing like this has ever happened before. I used to get stung all the time as a kid because I was a kid that was always outside. I camped all my life. I've been stung before, but I've never broken out in hives before. So of course I did what everybody does nowadays when they don't feel well. You look it up on the internet. And they had common symptoms, but they go, if you have any of these symptoms, you should see a doctor. And one of those were these bumps, these hives, whatever they are. So I called my doctor, and luckily they had nothing going on this morning. They said, no one's there, no appointments, just come on in and we'll look at you. So and it's like 2 minutes from my house. So I drove over there and talked to him for a while and, did all the usual stuff. And then he gave me an injection in the rear end of some sort of steroid thing. So it's not been a good morning. I called work, I talked to my boss, said, hey Al, I ain't coming in today. I could have. I'm feeling better now, but, I look like, at the time, especially when I called him, I looked like I should belong in a leper colony, and who wants to look at that? So I went to the pharmacy to pick up my prescriptions. And on the way there, I got a telephone call saying they won't be ready till 3 o'clock. So that's why I'm doing this now. I just got back, and my arms have pretty much, my whole body is cleared up. It's still a little red by where I got stung. Probably can't see that. It's cleared up, but I've got these, which are some sort of steroid thing, which I've got to take like 6 tomorrow, 5 the next day, 4 the next day, 3 the next day, 2, 1, till they're gone. I also got my EpiPens. Got to carry these around now. As the doctor said, now that I'm allergic to Hornet stings, it could get worse next time, and got the throat collapsing and all that. So anyway, the way I look at it, I'm midway through my 50s, and the fact this is the first real condition I've had besides 1-2 week stint in the hospital. That's a different story. And a few bouts of kidney stones. I've been relatively healthy, so I really can't complain. I've got a lot of friends out there with a lot more problems than I've got. Well, thanks for watching. Be back next week with better news, right?